It's still lagging, but it's better. Oh, not any better now. You can watch the VOD. I'm gonna check the VOD and see. I have my own recording. Maybe I'll upload a recording if it's lousy. But I am going to get started with everything else. Let's wash my hands, and we're gonna get some stock going here first. We need to melt some stock down to make our enchilada sauce. Which, I'm not doing a traditional enchilada sauce. Shocker. Let's just go for the big boy with it. Yes, happy Cinco de Mayo. Oh no, I thought it was a ship. The Mayo that sunk? Happy Cinco of Mayo? Happy Cinco of Mayo? If only with the lag, the captions could keep up with my horrible jokes. So you got oil on the other side here. Salt. Pepper. Other salt. Onions looking sort of pretty there. Had to get canned tomatoes. Celery going in with the onions. tomatoes. Cumin. Chili powder. Oregano. Maybe I went through... Oh, there it is. Ground coriander. Smoked paprika. And a little touch of cinnamon. So while that simmers down a bit, what are you staring at, camera? Why are you not... Look. Over here, camera. Over here. I just can't win tonight. Let the pork soak that liquid out and dry out a bit before we try and coat that with some flavor. Lag maybe a little better. So we're making a roux with butter and flour, along with all the veggies that we got in there. There's a more proper French term for this than what I'm using, but I think you get the idea. And we'll start adding stock. Salt. I'd have to look up the different proper French thickening method terms. Because I can't remember them. I remember the, premise behind it. We're making a roux, there's just already stuff in the pan. So we're going to turn the heat off. Well, no, we got to let this cook for a little bit. So we're going to add a bit more water to this, or stock rather, and allow this to cook out that flour. And then we're going to blend this smooth. Oh, it's definitely not bechamel. Bechamel is a thickened milk or cream sauce. This would traditionally be done with veal stock instead of chicken stock, but I don't have veal stock. And I don't want to use beef bouillon instead of chicken stock. Especially since we're going with pork anyway, so lighter is probably a little bit better than heavier in that case. Tossing these with oil and seasoning. Preheating the oven to 400. Pepper with the tomatillos. Salt. Garlic. No sticky. Quit your sticking. Okay, back over to the pork. We're going to do a mustard and seasoning rub on these. Mentioned it in the Discord. Garlic. Wow, even my captions are laggy. Not drinking as much coffee tonight, but that's because I had a late coffee today. I'm mildly tempted to just stop stream, but I don't know what else I can really do. It's not my fault. For those just joining in, I apologize for the lag issues. Not my intentions. That beep earlier was the oven coming to temp, so I am going to throw these all into the oven now. "20-minute timer to check on the pork. Tomatillo is probably closer to 40. Going to mute for the blend. captions didn't catch that because it was muted. Maybe it's Twitch ingest that's having the issues? I don't know. I mean, it could be just the specific ingest I'm sending to. They have servers all over the world for people to send their data to. But in order to change that, I would have to log off and change it. Which is not going to happen tonight, unfortunately. I already tried resetting the stream once. So. Alright, what do we got left here with tonight's dinner? We got our pork in the oven. We got our tomatillos in the oven. I guess we can do the rest of the prep for the tomatillo salsa. And we can warm up some refried beans. We'll start with the salsa. Give me my onion knife back here. I used it for the pork. I get it deporkified. A freezer veg bag. Because I don't have plans for that onion, and I don't really want to save it for anything else. Well, like I was saying, Tiff, it even if they were somewhere near me in real life, they may not be sending it to the same server I am. There's actually a couple of them that are decent from here. And so, it may be the specific... I forget if I'm going to Seattle or San Francisco right now in my settings. Or if I have it set to automatic. They have an automatic setting. It could be the local, patch between me and my cable place. The place between my cable place and the hub closest to Twitch. It could be between the Twitch's local hub and Twitch. So, yeah, I am seeing roughly 76%. I've had 76% pretty much evenly the entire night. Had a few dips. So you're only getting, the 24% of the normal feed you normally get. Reuse this bowl I used for the tomatillos to make the salsa. This is definite second picking of this cilantro. All the pieces of them been cut off already and just given the bottom leaves. Ugh. Thank you for the raid. For those can see and hear me, we have pork in the oven. We have tomatillos in the oven. They're both roasting off. We have homemade enchilada sauce here, which is not authentic. And I am prepping the stuff for a roasted tomatillo salsa. I apologize for the lag. I thank you so much for the raid. I hope you're all having a lovely evening. I'm not sure what I'll do. It's between me and Twitch somehow. I've tried resetting stream, and so I'm just sort of living with it. Ooh, shrimp burritos. Ooh. I say that like I can speak Spanish. I took 2-3 years of Spanish. I can't speak Spanish. Take a look at our pork. Let me give that a little bit longer. Warm up the refried beans and the last of the chicken stock. Pork. We got pork, chat. What was that? Did someone try and redeem something, or is that just the bot dealing with the lag? Okay, so we got that, and that. I think we can start actually making enchiladas now. Oh yeah, that's delicious. That'd be yummy. These are a bit looser than I wanted. I shouldn't have used all that chicken stock in with these. I'm talking about the refried beans. Wrong side. Trying to stir this to cool it down rapidly. I don't think we're going to get it down cool enough to get the fats to start congealing. But we do want it to be softer than this. Let's take a look at our tomatillos. Our tomatillos be roasted. We got roasted tomatillos. Stirring also increases surface temperature or surface area, which helps evaporate off the excess liquid quicker too. Although this is such a minor amount that I'm mentioning it mostly to mention it. It's probably not going to make a noticeable difference in your life. I'm going to toss you in the freezer for a minute. But somewhere where you're not touching anything else because you're still warm. Okay, so building these, we're going to start off with enchilada sauce in the bottom of the pan. Hi, Jonna. We're extremely laggy tonight. So meat, refried beans, roll and repeat. Probably going to have to break into the second tenderloin here. I wasn't sure how much the meat was going to spread. Maybe one of the last times I'm using this brand of tortillas. They're moving out of Sonoma County. I've talked about them before, but they're not dissolving, but considering they're now going to have to travel half the country versus cross town, they're probably going to be a little more expensive now. I mean, they were already slightly more than the others because they were the not national name brand. And that's the last of the pork from the first. Oh, hey, a packet loss is only down to 20% now. So maybe we're doing better now? Chop up this other tenderloin, at least somewhat. That'll be enough for the last of these. I'm going to squeeze at least 2 more in there. Well, considering I'm a little bit out in the boonies, my primary thought with what's going on is someone hit a pole or something. And they're working on it. But that's my guess. You have someone knock out a telephone pole in the wrong place, and all of a sudden, while data is getting through, all of it is going through one router instead of 2 or 3, and so it's getting absolutely slammed. That's the most likely case of what was going on tonight. Alright, last one in there. I'm not going to try and squeeze any more in there. I think that's our maximum. And now we start smothering. I'm in the mood for full coverage tonight. I normally like leaving the ends a little crispy, crunchy, but we're smothering it tonight. In multiple ways. Sorry to the cilantro haters. And then we got our Monterey Jack cheese. Actually, I didn't check that it was Monterey, but it's at least Jack cheese. I honestly don't know the exact difference between Monterey and just Jack cheese. If there is an actual difference, or if people just abbreviate it. Or if Monterey Jack is a special kind of Jack. That would be sort of fitting of Monterey mentality. Alright, chat. So that is going in the oven. 350 degree oven. And we'll get that going. So we got our roasty toasty tomatillos now, which are much more roasty and toasty on that side for some reason. We're going to give all of these a little blend up. Scraping everything down. I want all of this tomatillo flavor and oil and seasoning and all the tomatillo juice. And so I'm going to mute to blend that. Maybe a little light with the tomatillo there compared to everything else, but that is going to be delicious. I threw that in the oven, didn't I, chat? Yeah, it's been in the oven for a minute. Pork. Okay, so we got this and this. I am going to take a little bit of AFK here. We're going to clean up all the pork. We're going to put things away. And we'll come back to show and finish the enchiladas. So I will see all of your lovely faces back here in about 15 minutes. I'm going to turn the music back on now that we're not lagging. Oh, do we do old school commercials? Or do we do just music and chilling? Let's do old school commercials. We'll be back in 15.
Philip Morris, America's finest cigarette, presents the Lucille Ball Desiarnaz show, I Love Lucy. Good evening, and welcome. In a moment, we'll look in on Lucille Ball and Desiarnaz, but before we do, may I ask a very personal question? The question is simply this. Do you inhale? Well, I do, and chances are you do too. And because you inhale, you're better off, much better off, smoking Philip Morris. And for good reason. You see, Philip Morris is the one cigarette proved definitely less irritating, definitely milder than any other leading brand. That's why, when you inhale, you're better off smoking Philip Morris. Later in the show, you'll see how you can prove that fact to yourself. But right now, why not light up a Philip Morris and enjoy America's finest cigarette as we watch Lucille Ball and Desiarnaz in I Love Lucy.
If you're a student, a mother active in club work, a man who brings work home from the office, this was made for you. The Remington Office Writer, a new kind of portable designed to give you the extra features you need. King-size carriage, so long it can handle a sheet of school notebook paper lengthwise. Look, the Office Writer types nearly the full 11-inch length of the paper, the only portable it can. The Office Writer types up to 10 carbons, so that even the very last copy is easy to read. Cut clear, clean stencils unlike any ordinary portable. See the exciting new Remington Office Writer at your dealers. The price only $149.50, carrying case at slight additional cost. Available after a small down payment for only $1.50 a week. Terms payable monthly, including taxes and a small carrying charge.
Say, do you remember this old milk glass satin hen? Well, you know, milk glass was an early American favorite. And when the folks in the old days wanted something really delightful, they'd take one of their milk glass goblets and pour some very fine wine right into it. Well, now you know it's Welch's wine that is keeping this wonderful tradition alive. A real wine for folks who really want the best. Yes, today's answer to this age-old family tradition is Welch's family wine, the answer to warm hospitality and really gracious living, and the wine that so many Americans enjoy these wintry days. You know, there is very good reason for this ever-increasing popularity of Welch's wine. Now, you folks know that all sweet Concord kosher wines are made from grape juice. And everybody knows who has been making the very finest grape juice for the past 85 years. Welch's, of course. And that's right, the only kosher wine made from Welch's grape juice is naturally Welch's kosher wine. Now, when you want the best in grape juice, you buy Welch's. So, doesn't it make sense then, if you want the best and most delicious kosher wine, you insist on Welch's family wine? You get several bottles tomorrow. Try the half-gallon size. You enjoy the wine of all occasions. That's right, when it comes to wine, you'll do well to insist on Welch's.
You are now looking at a slice of bread being spread with creamy-style Skippy peanut butter, as only Mary Ellen can spread it there. All right, now, as you look at that, don't want you to leave me, because I want to show you something, believe it or not, that a lot of people like even better. Suppose we were to take some fresh roasted peanuts here, and like Mary Ellen has been doing all evening, and putting them in a nut chopper here. Give a couple more little chugs, will you, please? Mm-hmm. You think that'll do it? That's fine. Now you find in there some just tiny little golden nuggets of roasted peanuts, and they are colossal. Now, I want to try something here. Suppose we were to take these, now let me try an experiment, do you mind, honey? And we'd sprinkle them over the creamy-style Skippy. Say, how is that, huh?
Ooh, that looks good.
It does look good. All I did that for was to tell you that you can get that and enjoy it anytime you want. You won't have to go through any chopping process either, because the Skippy people do that for you in chunk style. That's done for you up in the factory. Now, chunk style, you see, has sprinkled all through it very generously through the entire jar those golden little nuggets that you saw there, just about like that. So that's already done for you there. Now, of course, either style, whether it's cream or chunky, if you get Skippy, you are getting the peanut butter that stays fresh right down to the last spoonful in the jar. And so I make it very simple again. I want you to know that this is an honest fact.
If you like peanuts, you'll like Skippy.
Hello, may I come in? I am Chef Boyardi. Perhaps you have seen my picture on Chef Boyardi products at your grocer's. Today I want to tell you about a wonderful dinner for three. A dinner that only costs about 15 cents a serving. It's my own Chef Boyardi spaghetti dinner with meat sauce or mushroom sauce. It all comes in one carton. A full half pound of tender, quick-cooking spaghetti, 10 full ounces of rich, tasty sauce, and to top it off, a whole can of zippy grated cheese. A wonderful food. So ask your grocer for Chef Boyardi spaghetti dinner with meat or mushroom sauce, won't you? And look for other Chef Boyardi's products. They're also delicious, they're also nourishing, and they help keep the cost of your meals down. Chef Boyardi's products are at best grocers.
Ask for Chef Boyardi's spaghetti dinner. Only about 15 cents a serving.
Right alone, the San Francisco treat. Right alone, everybody's got the beat. Started out where cable cars play this song. Not right at home because very long. Right alone, the San Francisco treat.
From San Francisco, famous for food, comes Rice-A-Roni, the exciting new side dish. Here at last is a welcome change, a change from potatoes. Now you can serve Rice-A-Roni, a delicious side dish with meat, chicken, or fish. And you make Rice-A-Roni in minutes. Everything's right in the box. A packet of soup base, rice, and vermicelli that you brown in butter. Add the special herb-flavored broth, and in minutes, Rice-A-Roni. Fluffy, fragrant, a wonderful change from potatoes.
Rice-A-Roni, the San Francisco treat.
Satisfying, got the pleasure, a
coffee break makes the moment right, fresh aroma, friendly flavor. Make it coffee, make it often, make it right.
To brighten any moment.
Make it coffee.
To enjoy that fresh aroma.
Make it often.
Make it up fresh each time in a clean container. And for full flavor,
Make it right.
and here's how. For each cup of fresh drawn water, use one approved measure of your favorite coffee. That's all, one approved measure per cup.
Satisfying cups of pleasure. A coffee break makes the moment bright, fresh aroma, friendly flavor. Make it coffee, make it often, make it right.
What? Keeping the coffee in the icebox?
Yes, Mr. Jones, it's a new kind of coffee, roasted by a new secret process. Hence, this new none such coffee has a different flavor, a flavor preserved by vacuum packing, the flavor retained by refrigeration after the jar has been opened. Just taste it. You can't miss that delicate aroma, that clean, mellow taste. Yes, in cooking, the way to a man's heart is most of all through the coffee pot. In every jar, you'll find 3 special pointers, valuable in all methods of making coffee. Try new none such coffee now. Use half the jar. If not 100% satisfied, get all your money back from your grocer without argument. Special for movie week, only 28 cents a pound, plus 3 cents refundable deposit on the jar.
Off into space. Man, that takes real teamwork. And here's a team of junior spacemen with an out-of-this-world breakfast that teams up V8 juice and Cheerios for flavor and energy. What a treat! A flavorful glassful of refreshing V8 juice and Cheerios with power protein, plus vitamin B1 for Go Power. And now, here's a special out-of-this-world free offer. This Moon Rocket Kit, both a toy and an exciting game. First, blast off. It separates in midair and lands 2 spacemen on a moon map. You get this wonderful game only through this free offer. Send your name and address and 1 V8 label plus 1 box top from these specially marked packages of Cheerios, Kix, or Frostios to Moon Rocket Kit, Mount Vernon 10, New York. Get Campbell's V8 cocktail vegetable juice with any one of these Big G cereals.
Next week, George and Gracie will be brought to you by Carnation.
Hiya, happy boy. Wish you'd been with me today. We saw a great dog show, some beautiful dogs. There was the handsomest poodle, a real beauty, an international champion. His owner gave me some good advice.
There are many dog foods on the market, but the Carnation Company makes the best. It's called Friskies, and it's quality all the way through.
You should have seen the champion collie. He won everything in sight. The handler told me.
A very important part of this champion's diet is meat. That's why we feed him Friskies. The principal ingredient is lean red horse meat, the best you can buy.
So happy, you're getting real quality, and you're going to get your Friskies right now.
Friskies is prepared to the high standards of Carnation Company and guarantees prime-grade nourishment.
What are you doing here? You ought to be outside with the rest of the kids.
This is where Thanksgiving really begins, isn't it, Edgar?
Well, now, if you're referring to the aroma of roast turkey, I concur.
No, Ray, I was talking about the kitchen. It looks like a real center of hospitality.
Did you say hospitality?
Uh-huh.
That's one thing we're always prepared for around here. Help yourself.
Wouldn't this be a good time for you and your guests to have Coca-Cola, too?
Yes, and Coca-Cola is so delicious, so refreshing, so tempting to any guest when you bring out those familiar bottles with tiny beads of moisture running down their frosty sides, assuring you that the Coke inside is really ice cold. And the good, the gracious, the friendly homes of America are always prepared for hospitality, not only on Thanksgiving Day, but every day, all the year around, no matter who comes to call or who happens to drop in. And one of the easiest, simplest, and surest ways in the world to be prepared for hospitality is to have plenty of Coca-Cola in your refrigerator, ice cold and ready to serve all the time. It's a wonderful way to say to folks, so glad you came. Welcome anytime.
No, Jane and Ann aren't the Crest testers here. Their daddy is. You see, Crest also showed it worked for older people like the Allbrands before it became recognized effective against cavities. Jim, when were you in this toothpaste test?
Back in college.
Let's show the story filmed at a recent reunion. Well, Jim, how did you become part of this toothpaste test?
The dentists at Indiana University asked us to.
Did many others join you in the test?
Quite a few. 246, as a matter of fact.
Did every one of you use Crest in this test?
We use Crest. Their side, regular toothpaste.
Do anything special?
No. Everyone brushed as usual for 2 years.
But your group had
34% fewer cavities with Crest.
You know what's happened since these tests, Mrs. Allbrand?
Well, a lot of us use Crest.
And Crest has become the only toothpaste recognized effective against cavities by the American Dental Association. Their Council on Dental Therapeutics reports Crest has been shown to be an effective decay-preventive dentifrice that can be of significant value when used in a conscientiously applied program of oral hygiene and regular professional care. What's your program, Mrs. Allbrand?
Wash between meal treats, brush often, and have regular checkups.
And use Crest, of course. Crest with Fluorestan, the only toothpaste recognized effective against cavities.
Now, class, Mr. Tiger will show us how Kellogg's Sugar Frosted Flakes cereal starts out.
Is a flake field?
It's a cornfield. Kellogg's toast corn into golden flakes and adds a secret frosting. Helps keep them extra crunchy and delicious. It's part of your good breakfast and tastes.
I know, great!
Sit down to breakfast with Tony, and you'll discover why it's great.
Mr. Tiger, you're wonderful.
Oh, shucks.
Welcome back. Excuse me. We're going to go ahead and type refresh in the screen, in the chat. So hopefully everyone gets up to date right here. In case any of you were massively delayed from lag before, things seem to have cleared up. Actually, it seemed to have cleared up for a little bit, so hopefully you've been caught up for a while. But either way, we now have our tomatillo salsa here, chilling. Maybe a bit large on my onions in this, and maybe a bit light on the tomatillo. They weren't exactly cheap, though. And they're probably going to get more expensive really soon. And I just said all of that without showing chat what's going on the board. Our lovely salsa here. Let's see how our... Oh, that's looking yummy. I don't know if we need that last 2 minutes. I think we can skip this last 2 minutes here. Let's see what we got for enchiladas. Let's grab a second towel just in case. That's looking nice and bubbly. It's all nice and doing its thing there. Got some nice light browning on the cheese here. We could have maybe done a little bit more, maybe thrown it under the broiler. We did have quite a bit of liquid in this batch between the somewhat liquidy refried beans and all of the enchilada sauce. My homemade enchilada sauce. Now the question is, do we do salsa over this or salsa with it in the plate? Grab a couple of photos of our monstrosity. And I'm just gonna guess somewhere around here a separation of lost a little of the tortilla there. That'll be yummy in later with other bits. Just looked weird coming off of the end of that little bit of sour cream. Get another photo here. There we have it, chat. There is dinner for tonight. A now hopefully less laggy dinner for you tonight. But since we got a nice raid, let's see who's out there tonight. You know, folks, I'm going to send all of you off to a wonderful individual that I know all the way back from Mixer days. Well, I don't know, but, you know, fellow streamer. Really cool dude. And it looks like he's just getting back into streaming. I have not seen him stream in quite a while. But I'm sending you off to an art stream tonight, chat. I know I don't often raid out after stream, so it's a little different, but I am going to send you all off to Jer Henning, who actually back in the day drew a logo for me, just offhand, just chose to do it. He does all sorts of art. I don't know what he's doing today, whether he's doing 3D art, vector art, what he's up to. But I'm going to find out with all of you. So I'm going to rate him right now, and hope you come back to see me on Wednesday for what is likely going to be pancakes. I haven't closed the vote, but pancakes was leading as the ingredient challenge. I hope you all have a great evening. See you on Wednesday.
Here we are. You know, everything's just kind of weird. We're here, satisfied. Now comes the fun part. Setting everything, making everything nice, getting the order going, working on it. So, everything, all in all, everything's going really well. I'm just now getting back in the stream. That's right. Chef, hey, dude. Thanks for the raid, man. How are you, buddy? Good to see you, man. I ain't seen you in a hot minute. How are you, bud? Yeah, everything's good. Everything's good. Everyone's happy. We all have our space again. We're trying to get settled. Been 2 years. I hear you, dude. Chef, dude. Good to see you, man. How in the heck are you, buddy? Thanks for the raid. I appreciate you, brother. Good to see you, man. We're just sitting here chatting with Sahal. Nice to see you too, man. Yeah, we moved. We're in our new house, dude, and just kind of getting tiptoeing back into streaming. Want to get some art streams going again, get some game streams going. I was telling Sahal we bought a bunch of acreage. We're getting ready to build a farm, and we're gonna start gardening, and we want to do some garden streams and tractor streams and outdoor streams, and it's gonna be a lot of fun, man. We got a lot of really cool ideas. It's gonna be a fun thing, very fun thing. How have you been, man? How are the cooking streams and everything treating you? It's nice to see faces that we've known for so many years, Chef, I met him on Mixer, I met Sahal on Mixer. Wow, it's crazy. Thank you for the raid, dude. I appreciate that. Sorry, I don't have any alerts or anything set up right now, man. I'm still just kind of getting the PC set up. As you can see, my office isn't set up yet. We moved in and everything's just kind of going. Good fun. Right on, man. That's what I'm looking to do. I want to get the office set up. I want to get, you know, back into making some art, doing some stuff, and just kind of getting in there, you know. Biggie, hey you. Hey, no worries. Good to see you. Good to see you. Yeah. What were you making tonight, dude? I knew you were probably making something delicious. We had some Mexican. I had some enchiladas. Very good. Yeah, I'll do a so one of these days I'll grab the camera and do a house tour, and I'll throw it on my Discord, let you see the pictures and everything of what we're working with. And I've got some really cool